Chapter 6. As Emma closed her father's door and meandered into the kitchen to wash the bowl, she wondered what pain William held in his past. At only 25, she had seen enough people suffer through tragedy to recognize the signs. Her own father had displayed similar signs when their mother died, throwing himself into his work and forgetting his family for a time. Was that what had happened to William? It would make sense. He appeared to be in his early 30s, and most men were married by that time. He certainly was handsome enough to have had a wife. Emma shook her head at that thought. She had no business noticing his handsome features. William Cook was not going to remain in her life. He would be gone as soon as he was healed. He had made that evident just a moment ago. And she could never be a bounty hunter's wife. She had worried too much when Joseph was with the Rangers and then had been forced to deal with his early death. No, while she knew safety was not guaranteed in the West, she needed someone stable. Someone who would want to ranch or farm or do something less dangerous. Someone like Carl. Emma sighed as she sat at the kitchen table. Only she had no affection for Carl. And after having a marriage to Joseph based on affection, she wasn't sure she could settle for anything less in the future. The family Bible sitting at the edge of the table caught her eye, and Emma pulled it closer to her. Without knowing what specifically she was looking for, she flipped open the large book, landing in the book of John. An underlined verse jumped out at her. "Peace I leave with you, my peace I give to you. Not as the world giveth, give I unto you. Let not your heart be troubled, neither let it be afraid." John 14:27. Yes, that's what she needed to do. She needed to give her troubles over to God. He had always been there for her, even when she lost Joseph and felt alone. In fact, it had been then she had felt closest to God, almost as if she could feel his loving arms around her and his fatherly voice telling her it would be okay. "What you doing?" Jenny's voice broke through Emma's thoughts, and she opened her eyes and smiled at her sister. "I was just talking to God." "For the man?" Jenny asked. "William?" Emma asked, confused. "No, more for myself, really." "William, is it?" Carrie asked, entering from the girl's bedroom. That girl had a knack for entering the room whenever she thought she might learn something juicy. Emma shook her head in protest, even as she felt heat climb up her neck. "It's not like that. He's just going to be here for a few days, and it felt silly to keep calling him Mr. Cook." "Of course it did," Carrie said. "It's much harder to entertain a fantasy if you constantly have to refer to him by his last name." "Speaking from experience, are you?" Emma teased back. "You should know that I've seen the way you look at Philip Alder in church." This time, Carrie's cheeks turned scarlet. "That's not the same thing at all," she protested. "Oh, isn't it?" Emma said with a laugh. "You're both carrying torches," Jenny shouted and pointed a finger at them. Emma and Carrie exchanged a wicked glance and then turned their attention on poor Jenny. "Let's get her," Carrie said, and the two older girls began to tickle Jenny until she squealed, and they all fell on the floor in a heap of laughter. These were the things Emma had missed when she had moved out of the house, and she made a mental note to visit more often if she ever did marry and leave again.